everyone, my name's Madison and welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to take you through the process of me creating my first sticker sheets. I have a dream of making my own stationery shop, and while I do sell some die-cut stickers, like this cat, on Etsy, I also want to introduce some sticker sheets to the inventory. So at this point, I've already created the pieces for my first sticker sheet, which are going to be Smisky drinks. If you were following along to my Peachtober over on my Instagram, don't make lies, for the axe prompt, I had an X-Acto knife cutting out a made-up Smisky box series about drinks, so I decided to turn those into actual stickers. I've decided that I also want to test out some different manufacturers for this one. For the other ones, I've pretty much only used Sticker App, but I want to try out some other options. So I'm going to make 3 different sticker sheets and try 3 different manufacturers to see which one I like best. I can first show you the Smisky sticker sheet that I'm working on right now because I've already made all the art for it. I just need to do like the decorations around the sticker sheet and maybe decide if I'm going to do smaller duplicates in between because there are some empty spaces that I don't want to waste. So these are the options that I have so far. There are 6 options and they're loosely based off the 6 that I had on the Peachtober prompt, but a little bit different. The other day I did these sketches of what I would think some of them should look like, and here's how they came out. There's a Chinese herbal tea, little Smisky taking a bath in a matcha chawan, Smisky mochi balls in a matcha latte, a little cream soda, a ramsky, and a chrysanthemum tea with a little Smisky in the center of the flower. I think there are still a few details that I want to add to each one, and I want to fill in the space in between, so there might be duplicates in a smaller size, which I think will be interesting and help fill out the space and also just give the user more stickers. I also need to add the outline. I started it here, but I think this is too thick, so I might make it smaller. But I'm not sure about the cut lines that I'll need for each one. Also, if the different manufacturers have different specifications, so I'll have to look into that once I actually decide on the final 3 that I'm going to use. So my ideas for the other one are going to be a Pokemon fish tackle. This is something I started a few months ago, actually, and I just never got around to finishing it. So these are the fish tackle Pokemon that I started a few months ago. You can see a couple of my sketches here and here. The idea is that they'll each have like the hook coming out of them or something, but then they'll each be based on an actual Pokemon. Like you see the Wishy-Washy, Tentacruel, things like that. The third one, I want to make like the sidekicks that the Sanrio characters have. I don't know if sidekicks is the right word, but like the little characters that always come with the different Sanrio characters. So there's like that little blue mouse, I think there's an orange one too. I don't really know all their names, unfortunately. I've been playing a lot of Hello Kitty Island Adventure, so I guess whatever I see when I play that. I want to make like a little Ebby Fry to go with Cogmian. Cogmian? I'm not really sure how to pronounce her name. But a sticker sheet of those little sidekicks I think would be really cute. So we'll just keep chugging along and I'll check back in with you guys when I have some more pieces to show. Hi, it's voiceover Madison. I just want to take you through a little bit of the process of the time lapses that you're going to be watching for the next couple minutes. So for the Pokemon sticker sheet, I didn't actually film too much. I was not working on it all at once, so it just wasn't great for filming. But I have a couple clips, including this wishy-washy piece. As you can see, each of these fish Pokemon slash kind of related to fish tackle Pokemon all have a hook coming out of them to catch said fish, and a little notch to tie your fishing line to. I think after this was all said and done, my favorite is this Finneon that you are seeing right now. I think I just really like the colorway of this fish. And I liked how I turned it into one of those where it's divided into sections. So when the tackle is moving underwater, it moves a lot more than a single solid piece of plastic. So it's more functional and my favorite. I think it was interesting working on these because I did some in Illustrator and some in Photoshop. Right now you're seeing the ones I did in Illustrator, and I didn't film the Smisky ones, but I also did those all in Illustrator. There's a very different workflow between those two programs. I am a lot more used to Illustrator because I've used it longer than Photoshop for making graphics and illustrations like this, but I'm really trying to get more comfortable with Photoshop because it kind of is easier for drawing. Illustrator isn't necessarily made for like true drawing, so I'm trying to learn how to use Photoshop more to fill that need. And because of that, 2 of the 3 of these sticker sheets were made in Illustrator, and the last one was made in Photoshop. The Sanrio Tiny Friends sticker sheet, as I called it, was done all in Photoshop and then transferred into Illustrator to do the background and the cut lines and the file setup for the manufacturer. Mostly because they usually take Illustrator files, and I feel more comfortable sending Illustrator files because they are vectors, so I think I have a better sense of how they will come out in the end. These next couple clips are me doing the sketches for the Tiny Friends. I basically looked up each of the main characters and who their friends are in the universe of Sanrio, because there are so many characters. I think when I looked it up it said 400 something, maybe 500. And I picked the characters that were kind of also small in size. So, for example, Kuromi doesn't have her best friend, Baku, because he's kind of like the same size as her. Whereas all of these are very miniature next to the main character counterpart. As I was doing the first round of sketches, I also realized that one way that I could make these feel a little bit more unique was to give them all really big heads and tiny bodies. So these first few sketches were my originals, where I was just kind of drawing them as I saw them online. And then I basically repeated all of them, but with these different proportions, where the head is giant and the body is small. I just think it made them more funny. and emphasized how small they are. I think my favorite of this batch has to be... I really like Flat. I like how he came out. I don't think I put the clip of... Or I don't think I had a good clip of sketching, so it's not in here, but it'll show up in the next time lapse of digitizing all of them. But I think he's just cute and funny looking. I also really like Muffin and Scone. I also need to be better at remembering their names. Pom Pom friends, because I also just think they look cute and small because they're just hamsters. Now that I finished drawing all the stickers, I want to move on to doing the layout, which includes the cut lines, where they are on the page, and some of the details in between. This will be the last part of this first video where you see me designing the stickers, and then in the next video we will go over sending it off to the manufacturer as well as receiving the packages once I get them. And we can unbox and compare between the different websites. For the Smisky sheet, I want to keep it pretty minimal. The background I think will just be a gradient, and then I'll put little doodles in between the stickers and maybe smaller versions that can be mini stickers if there's enough space. The size that I drew these at are a little bit bigger than what I had envisioned on a 4x6 sheet, but I do still want to include them all, so I might have to make them all a little bit smaller in general. Next on the list are the Pokemon fish tackle. For this one, I have a silly little idea to make it look like it's in a tackle box, one of those clear ones that you take when you go fishing. But the problem that I was running into was that the designs are kind of wide, and you can't like fold it or squish it into a space, into one of those little containers like you can with a real piece of tackle or bait or whatever. So the layout I have so far I think could be changed, but I'll see how that works. And then for the last Sanrio Friends sticker sheet, I'm toying with the idea of putting them into squares, kind of like these emoji sticker sheets that I always see. Because there are so many of them, I do also want to keep this one simple, so I will see how that looks to start off, and then if it looks bad, I'll probably go back to a standard like die cut around the shapes. Today's choice of cards to hold the mic is can't read it backwards, is Marnie's Morpeko. It's the next day, and last night I sent all the sticker sheets off to print, so I should expect those within a week or two. But to close out this video, I want to show you how the sticker sheets turned out. This is how the Sanrio Tiny Friends came out. I did end up going with the boxes because they were all roughly a nice square shape. Here's how it looks without the cut lines. I did a little pattern on the back of some of them just to break up the solid boxes. Yeah, I'm super happy with how this one came out. This is how the Smisky one came out. My silly little green guys, as I'm calling it. You have the cream soda, a matcha bowl, more matcha, a ramski, some herbal tea, and chrysanthemum tea. Yeah. And here's without the cut lines again, so you can kind of see it a little better. This is the last one. This sticker sheet was the problem child because the Illustrator file kept crashing every time I opened it, but eventually I got it to work. And here are all of our Fishmon tackle, as I'm calling it. Yeah. And here's a look without the cut lines. So borders around them will be smaller, obviously, but I just keep them wide because I don't know how these sticker manufacturers are going to cut them. So just in case. In the next video, I'm going to be unboxing the stickers as well as setting up all of the listings. So taking product photography, editing social posts to go out to promote them, things like that. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.